Welcome back everybody to another review of games that are currently free on Epic Games Launcher Store. This series is all about helping you guys decide whether or not these games are worth your time investment, or if you missed the chance to grab it for free, your money investment. It's usually been a while since these games have been reviewed on other channels, so here we take a look at these games to see if they still compare to other titles you may already own. Today we'll be looking into a game that, if you're like me, you've never heard of, Into the Breach. Into the Breach is labeled as a turn-based strategy video game developed and published by Intio Studio Subest Games, consisting of Just Maw and Matthew Davis. Into the Breach is their second game. It features writing by Chris Avellone and music composed by Ben Prunty. It was originally released on February 27, 2018 on Switch and PC. Originally, Into the Breach gained mostly positive reviews on Steam as well as very good reviews from major review stations such as IGN. Before we take a deeper look at this game though, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below what you all think of Into the Breach. Also, make sure to check out other videos on my channel here as I post reviews for all of the free games that Epic Games release. Into the Breach is an interesting game and one I was weary about picking up when I saw the trailers and photos on Epic Games Launcher. But that's why these reviews are so great, honestly. I was dedicated to picking up Into the Breach so that I could let you all know if it's worth your time, and let me be honest, it really is. I'll get into more detail why here in a bit. This indie turn-based game strategy felt great to me as a fan of other similar combat systems like Fire Emblem Three Houses. From the moment I entered the first battle, I could see how earlier Fire Emblem games may have influenced this game, so if you're a fan of those games, then you'll probably be a fan of this one. However, you won't really find an in-depth story here. At first look, the graphics of this game may not look like much to some, but I quite enjoyed the pixelated arcadey look. It really did remind me even more of the old Fire Emblem games. The graphics are pretty intentional with how they're designed that keeps the game from looking outdated or cheesy. I know it's weird hearing that pixelated art isn't outdated, but there really is a huge fan base for it still, and I happen to be part of that fan base. So for me, this game's graphics make me feel nostalgic and also impressed by how well their pixel art is. I'd also like to mention the music written by Ben Prunty for this game. It's incredibly good, which is perfect for this game as it's more arcadey than others. There isn't any voice acting, so the music certainly helps to fill that void of voice actors. Something y'all come to learn about me through these videos is that I have a hard time with a lot of games without voice actors because my attention span for them is pretty short. I usually end up skipping all the dialogue because I can't be bothered to read any of these types of games. But honestly, the music was so good that I wasn't even put off by the fact there wasn't any. That paired with the story not being hard to comprehend allows for players to get right down to the combat. Speaking of the story though, I want to go ahead and talk about it. Into the Breach's story is basic, yet interesting at the same time. Basically, there are 4 islands that make up civilization in this world, and a species known as the Vek have invaded. The Vek's goal is to destroy what's left of civilization. The team you play as are a group of time travelers from the future that travel back to eliminate the Vek before they destroy civilization. Your time travelers bring back mechs from the future to help fighting off these Veks. On each of the 4 islands, there are different side missions that you have and objectives on each level, which keeps the game interesting. Otherwise, the game would all just be combat because basically, that's really all there is. That's pretty much the premise of the story, but it works really well with some of the mechanics within the game. Into the Breach's gameplay is incredibly hard, even on the normal setting that I was on. In fact, I bet that if you all play this game, you'll most likely fail on your first attempt of the game. And I honestly think that this is purposeful. In order to beat the game, you have to complete 2 of the 4 islands, and then you're able to go to the final fight and finish the game. It's actually a pretty short game, but at the same time, it's not short at all. During each run of the game, you have to manage your energy that's noted by the orange bar at the top of the screen, and each time an enemy destroys any form of building, your energy bar goes down. If that bar completely runs out, then you lose the whole game. It's super difficult to keep enemies from destroying the buildings or even your own mechs because you're often overwhelmed and outmatched. Although each mech has its own style of attacking, blocking, or shielding, so you are able to easily progress through the game if you take a moment to think very strategically with your moves. Each mech also has a pilot which levels up through battle that drives them that can offer buffs to help you out during battle. You'll have to watch out though because if a mech dies during battle, then the pilot driving it dies along with it. Your mechs get repaired between each battle though, but your pilots do not come back. If all of your mechs die in battle, or as mentioned before, if your energy bar gets depleted, then you lose the game. But here's where the game gets interesting. Since you're a time traveler, you're allowed to choose one of your pilots to carry over onto the next game. So basically, that means if you continually use one upgraded pilot every time you lose, and eventually you'll have a fully leveled up pilot that you're able to carry over to the next game and carry the rest of the team. Upgrading a mech works via reactor cores, as well as buying perks with corporation reputation at the end of each island. Reactor cores are found via drop pods that crash into some levels that you have to grab with your mech. And also at the end of each island you're able to buy them with corporation reputation as well. Corp reputation is earned by further expanding friendly territory on an island, as well as completing side missions in each level. Corp reputation also allows you to buy additional weapons for your mechs. Sadly, your weapons have to be powered by reactor cores, which makes it difficult to add a lot of weapons to your mechs because you're often spending those on other upgrades. Another cool feature of the game though is that you're able to unlock different mechs by completing in-game challenges. You earn coins by completing challenges that you can spend on different sets of mechs. Thankfully, the game also lets you mix and match different sets of mechs, so once you've unlocked more, you can make the team of mechs you want. All of that said, this makes the game incredibly replayable. You can try beating the game with different mechs, with different powers, play on different difficulties, choose different islands to beat, and also choose different pilots and weapons for your mech. With all of that said, I actually do recommend this game to everyone. It's a game that won't take long to beat, and if you hate it, it's easy to put down and walk away from. If you've missed your opportunity to grab it before September 10th, 2020, and you're interested in turn-based strategy games, I wholeheartedly recommend you pick this game up on Switch or PC. At the time of this video, the game is only $15 on Steam, which I think is a great deal for a game with a lot to offer. The only thing the game doesn't offer is an in-depth story, and I think that's where it fails. But if you all like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to help me out, and I'll see you all next time on Epic Game Reviews.